some people stress practice because I'm trying to learn this as fast as I possibly can, and it causes this layer of what if I don't learn it? But I know that you value I'm going to learn this through a process over time, just putting in the work that I need to. Can you talk a little bit about how you manage, just putting in a little bit of work, quality work, so that it sticks from day to day, so that when you get to the end of the process, you have a very consistent product?
Yeah. So first of all, there will be times in your career, you've had them, Ryan, and I know I have many times. And as a matter of fact, when you're a professional, sometimes your first big break or a big break comes when you've got a very short time frame to do something that might be very difficult. And that's where all this technique and foundation laying really comes in. One of my teachers, Ray Sasaki, said, your fundamentals or your power hour is putting money in the bank. And then when you perform, the higher the stress, the quicker the timeline, and the more isolated you are, the bigger of a withdrawal you have to make. And you've got to make sure that you are thousands of reps, thousands of dollars in the black before you're going to pull a big negative red, spend that money. And that's where I think students fall a lot. So with those notable exceptions aside, in general, what you want to be doing, let's see, theme, tune, tone, time. Let's work on tone, or tone. Tone's a good one. You want to be spending a whole bunch of time day after day listening to beautiful trumpet playing and singers and violinists and oboists and cellists. One of the best compliments I've ever gotten in my career, I played a church service, and the sound guy came up and yelled at me. And he said, I kept turning down your mic. I kept turning down the flute mic because I thought it was the flute and it was you. And I said, ha ha, I fooled you. That was the picture I had in my head.
Nice.
So, you want to be able to spend a lot of time working on making your instrument tonally sound the color that you want it to sound. And that is putting that money in day after day after day after day. And so when you're looking at a piece of music, and you say, okay, this is a long lyrical solo. This is going to be very important that I play with a beautiful tone the entire time. Let's say Pine's second movement, or the second movement of the Tomasi concerto, or something like that. Tone and tone color is very, very important in those examples, and you want to spend the time making sure that you know what a good tone is. Did I execute that good tone the way I wanted? Was the color that I wanted? Yes, no, why not? And then go back to the drawing board. Or let's use flexibility as an example. Let me think of something that just goes all over the horn. The Biche four variations, right? You're going to want to spend a whole bunch of time slurring that, singing it, flutter tonguing it, making sure it's seamless. You could go back to your Shikowitz flow studies or your Clark fives, playing scales in thirds and fourths, that kind of thing, and looking for. We could use the Biche as an example. Ba-di da di da di da di da da do di da da. This is all triadic harmony, but it's not functional. So I'm looking in my part. You'll see A, F, D. Okay, that's a D minor. B, G, E. That's an E minor. So that's D minor, E minor. So I'm not thinking A, F, D, B, G, E. I'm thinking D minor, E minor.
Right.
So I'm thinking in larger groups. Body, 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 body. That's a C major 7-9. Bada, bada, body, body. And then ba da da ba da da, for example. So I'm thinking C major 7-9, D, E. So what you do is, rather than sounding out each individual, if we akin this to making it to reading, I have a second grader right now sounding out syllables, my daughter, sounding out syllables, and now she's sounding out words, and now when she reads, she's looking at entire sentences. We do that musically as well.
Yeah.
And so that's what you want to be looking at when you're looking at a technical issue like that. What are the organizing principles that make this not so note to note if it's a lot of notes?